Hello everyone. This is take two of a little video I'm doing today. I just wanted to show off little. I'm just gonna be talking through a few things while I work on this here project. Just a chill little video for today. I already got done what I wanted to do, what I wanted to sort of get done immediately, but I had some audio issues in the last recording, so we're gonna do this again. I'm just gonna do some more work that I don't necessarily need, but I'll probably need in the future. So what you're seeing here is my own custom little library for DXGI, the DirectX Graphics Infrastructure API. Very important part of DirectX and helps with all sorts of stuff. I'm sure you can go and read about this. If I try to explain it in any depth, I'm sure I'll get some stuff wrong. But it's important and I need it for my application because I'm switching the way that I'm rendering images or an image to the screen. I can't remember the reason. Oh God, there's an important reason I'm doing this, actually. It just escapes me. I have it written down somewhere. I'm not fully I did not sleep enough, but we're gonna work on this anyways. I'm a little more awake than I was before in the first recording, so hopefully this will go a bit smoother. That it started off real slow, but what we're doing here is we are defining interfaces for use in code, of course. I like to do these little these are empty right now, but I'll probably fill those later with just information about the interface that I've defined and whatever the interface inherits from. Common inheritance is important, and it affects how exactly all this works. You're seeing a few macros I've created for this process. I wasn't going to do macros initially. Initially, I didn't. At first, I actually did all this just straight up by manual text equates, as shown here. I think this is a file where I haven't converted everything. So let me just scroll this over here. Yeah, this is just straight up manual text equates. The issue with this is that it makes inheritance a pain in the butt to do, especially when inheritance, like things inherit from interfaces that inherit from other interfaces, and it just goes on in a chain. That becomes very cumbersome. So the macros are here to help with this process. They don't really do too much that is sophisticated. We have M-Com def interface base. I know I'm amazing with these names. This first macro here, all it does is it just does a simple text equate for these universally inherited methods. It just, hold on, what's a good example? I wasn't going to explain too much, but here I am explaining stuff anyways. What is this current interface called? It's called IDXGI device. All COM interfaces, to my knowledge, inherit from this one interface called I unknown. By naming convention, I think interfaces start with I. So I unknown, IDXGI. An underscore is attached to my labels only because of naming conflicts between this and the translated SDK that I use. I don't want to go into it, but it's there for a reason. What was I saying? Yeah, this first macro is here to. It's just a readability thing. It's just a code readability thing. What is this called again? IDXGI device. This first macro just allows me to do this. Call DXGI device, add ref, which is one of the three methods that are inherited by all COM interfaces. I made a macro specifically to, it just makes a text equate for calling one of those three methods. Just renamed for every single one, because it needs to be done every time. This makes life easy. Otherwise, I'd have to do one of these. I'm pretty sure. Well, no, I wouldn't. I could, but I wouldn't actually. What I'd have to do if I didn't do this is I'd have to do this ambiguous call underscore I unknown. If I could spell I unknown add ref. or what's more likely is that I'll have to do a call unknown release when I'm trying to clean up resources or release resources towards the end of something. And that's kind of, it's mildly ambiguous. I try to comment everything, but it's mildly ambiguous, so that's the purpose of this. Interface inherit. I've wasted so much time just talking about this. Interface inherit. It is here to calculate the size of. It's only here to help calculate the size of the interface it's used in. Like, we have IDXGI device here. This inherits from the IDXGI object interface. All this really does, this interface inherit method, is that it takes the size of, in this case, IDXGI object, and it creates a bunch of uninitialized data that's exactly the same size as the inherited interface. It just makes life easier. It doesn't affect any of these methods, but if something were to inherit from IDXGI device, this would come into play, because if this wasn't used here, the I have very loud neighbors. Anyways, what was I saying? If this wasn't used here, the offsets would be off. Like, if this size equate here would be completely wrong. It would cause issues. This is all just to support inheritance and stuff like that. What we're going to define, just as a bit of a sort of a working through example of whatever I'm going on about IDXGI. We're going to define a few things, actually, because some of these interfaces inherit from this one interface called IDXGI device sub-object. Label, keyword, sure. So I'll just, and this inherits from object. How convenient. So I just copy that from there. See, this like cascading inheritance is why this is sort of necessary. This cascade, like, it's like dealing with this cascading inheritance while keeping the code base manageable, or at least the library manageable, is really the purpose of all this. That's not right. This needs to be, well, I could have kept the word device there. Device sub object. No. Right. I think that's correct. It's probably correct. How many methods? This only has one method. This just has get device, so I could just, sure. And it inherits from object, so I could just keep this here. Yeah, no, that's actually completely fine. And then I copy these two. These two things down here are just so I can properly get the size, obviously, in not only the size but the length, as in the number of methods inside of the interface. Like, I can actually get all of this properly. I need to rename these. I'm using Lunar Vim, by the way. Yeah. 209 to 210S. Device sub object. There, that's one interface done. Just with one little method. And then something, what else? What inherits from it? Yeah, the surface interface, which has like 3 methods. We'll just define that real quick. brain. DXGI. That's not what I wanted. Okay, my brain's just freezing up here. Surface. I should probably just save this really quickly. This inherits. Device sub object size. Oh, I already had size there. And then I could just copy these two. And then I could do the rest of it. So we got like what, 215 to 216s. Surface. Oh no, I didn't actually enter it in. Okay, I hate when I do that. 215, 216. 216s device okay, now I can actually do like some of these. Oh, I didn't rename this. I'm glad I caught that. Sub object. Get device. Is there anything else I just didn't? I think that's good. I'm just gonna oh wait, no, because I want the I want that there, so I want, just makes my life easier. How many? No, it's only 3 of them, so 1, 2, 3. And then proper offsets. What does this inherit from again? Yeah, I need to, okay, I need to change that too. This second parameter for imcom def method is the first one's just the name of the method. It's completely arbitrary, really, but I'd say there's no checking done on that. It's not completely arbitrary. I'm matching them with the names of the actual methods. The second thing is the offset in the interfaces vtable that the method's address is at. That's what this calculates. Bit of useful information. I don't think I said that this time around already. As I jumble my words. Interface inherit. Let me just replace that now. Wait, I'll just tell you what, I'm gonna be smart about this. Crazy, me being smart, wow. And device subobject. Oh, I just realized. And wait a minute. I didn't put surface in here. Oops. How do I don't care if it offsets it. It literally doesn't matter. What am I doing? Oh my goodness. I'm like I said, I'm not here. Why is there? Yeah, and on top of that, why is that there? Let's see. Is that in any of the other ones? I hope it's not. No, it's not. Okay, we're good. We are fine. Now then. Oh, wait. These are in the wrong order. Oh, no. I just realized that. Oh, my goodness. Wait. These are in the completely wrong order. Well, okay, this isn't in the wrong order because it can't be. What's the order? That's fine. I'm glad I caught that. I was looking at the actual documentation. The order of the stuff matters, and the order of this stuff inside of the interfaces, like in terms of memory layout, it's not alphabetical like it is in documentation. So you can't use that as a reference. You can use that as a reference, but you can't mimic its order. The order matters here. Which means, which interface is this? This is the Surface one. Get descriptor. No, as it turns out, that actually is in that order. Well, that actually is the first one. Is it? Does it map? Does it actually match up? Unmap is at the end. That's weird. Okay, that's interesting. This time it actually does match the order. It definitely does not do that always, though. I can tell you that for a fact. 1, 2. This is for index. This is like second number is the index. This is the size. You know, calculating array access for items in an array. Since these are addresses we're dealing with, everything is quad word sized, as in 8 bytes in size. That's why we're doing 8 times the index of the thing. Oh my goodness, it's fine. Before I forget what I'm doing. And I guess I don't even remember like replacing these with the Surface in the name, but I guess I already did that. So you inherit from this. This inherits from object. Object inherits from I unknown. So Surface's size is correct. That should be right. Alright. That should be fine. Let's see how many errors I'm gonna get. No errors this time. That wasn't true last time. Okay, that's cool. That's actually cool. The macro system is so powerful. Like, this is such a creative use of text equates that I got. Like, this isn't exactly the way this isn't like a complete copy paste. I don't think. Definitely got the idea from, well, for one, the translated SDK that I use, and two, this example that was by someone else of using C.O.M in assembly. This, for those of you who have no idea what's been on the screen this whole time, yeah, this is assembly. This is just like the macro system. This is Masm stuff. Couldn't really tell us that this was assembly code. Let me just switch to something else, and yeah, here we go. This is this is what it looks like using Don't look at this. don't look at this part. Actually, no, I'm gonna keep that there just in case it, randomly crashes because I've commented it out and I haven't tested it since then. Even though this effectively does nothing. In fact, yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, this is assembly code. This is very raw looking, as I'm not using any macros here. I haven't made any for use with the C.O.M methods. And like I said, I haven't employed that method that I see in the what is it called? Translated SDK for getting type checking working so that I can. It doesn't matter. But yeah, this is assembly code for those of you who had no idea what was going on. Or at least no idea what language this was supposed to be. The high level capabilities of Masm are really something. This is very, like I said, very creative use of uninitialized data, which I didn't even. That's right, because that was something I got into in the last recording. Can I explain this properly in the state I'm in? I'm not awake. The one thing that this imcom def method macro does is that it defines a pointer-sized uninitialized bit of data for every method. And this is to not symbolize, but this is modeled after, well, the keyword that's used for the pointer for the methods inside of the interface's vtable itself. And it's also required. Like, using that bit of data is also required. Not using, well, it's uninitialized, so it doesn't bloat the file, and you're not actually using the data anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Watch someone, please tell me how I'm completely wrong about that and how it destroys the file and the program and performance. But doing that in this, at least the method that I'm using here, is also required to get the size of the interfaces working, because these text equates, right? This $sign here is the location point, or I can't remember. God, what is it? Where you are in the program in memory, like in terms of the address. So like this address, this little bit of code here is just the difference between this address, or this bit, this address and this address. However, if you don't have even uninitialized data here, though, they will be exactly the same address in terms of program memory. So you have to pad out the data, so to speak, for this to actually work properly, to get the size and then the length. It's cool. It's pretty cool. How long has this been going on for? Too long? Yeah. It's just if you stuck around this long, thanks for watching. Oh my goodness, I can't even think of it. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. If you want to see more of this, want to see more of me working on this, and just like, you guys want to see me detail working on this stuff, just let me know, I suppose. But yeah.